Let's start. So, hello human dinosaurs. Yes, it's Lopho, and today we're here for Reddit Dinosaur Deep Dive. Once again, it's that time of the week. Okay, so let's get started. Which one of these would you like to see an indie game about? Pirate dinosaurs versus cozy pirate. We have like 2 cozy farming dinosaurs enough. Like it's more than enough. Can we just please have something else? They are good games, okay? They are just. The chat seems to be more asleep when I play those games, so yes, a pirate dinosaur scene sounds really cool. We could do the dinosaur One Piece. The dinosaur One Piece is real. Apparently there's like dinosaurs in One Piece as well. I didn't even know that, but apparently I have one of those One Piece Allosaurus figures. But yes, I don't know, very interesting. Don't watch One Piece. I know, I probably won't be watching One Piece because it is just so long. I don't think I'll ever be able to like watch One Piece because it's just so menacing. There's no fucking way I'm gonna be watching the entirety of One Piece. Like I think I've seen someone speed through One Piece. I think how did they do it? They had like 7 monitors and each of them had like One Piece going on at a 2x speed, and then they had to like take an exam to make sure that they got the basics right. And they got around like 60% of it right, so if I have 7 monitors and have 7 consecutive running episodes of One Piece, we will be able to watch this, I think, in about 7 days, which, that is a lot of effort to watch a series I have no interest in. Pirate dinosaurs versus cozy farming dinosaurs. Please, pirate dinosaurs. It is such a creative idea. It would suck to have another farming dinosaur game when you could have had a pirate dinosaur game. Okay, I find it very funny how, hey guys, Thesaurus, not what I'm called, and they literally call it Therizinosaurus. They couldn't even spell the dinosaur correctly. Like, you'd think the guy who would, like, do a meme with the Therizinosaurus would be able to spell Therizinosaurus, but I guess not. Why does the Primitive War Spinosaurus look like the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus? Despite what Primitive War keeps saying about Jurassic Park, deep down they know they will have to rip off Jurassic Park. That's why they literally removed Caprisuchus for the sake of adding in Spinosaurus. And of course we're gonna base it off the Jurassic Park one because, yeah, we gotta rip off Jurassic Park, you know? I thought that's what... I thought that was what Primitive War was trying to not to do, but I guess here's what we are, so... We got the Jurassic World Rebirth design renders, right? Let's take a look at that. So we have got the Spinosaurus, okay. The Velociraptor. I've seen a lot of people praise this design, and honestly, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't know why they're deciding to give the Jurassic Park, like, these Jurassic World Raptors, these weird pronated wrists, considering that they're they're trying to not have pronated wrists for most of these dinosaurs nowadays, but I don't know why the raptor has to be pronated. That's a bit weird, but coloration, design-wise, 10 out of 10. So we got the Quetzal, okay. I mean, it is very interesting how the inside of the wing is actually red. It kind of feels like a butterfly, how, you know, how the one side of the wing has a different color than the outside. When I first saw the Quetzal when I first saw the Quetzal in the trailer, I thought the wings were red because of the sunlight going through its wings, so it would give it a reddish vibe, but no, it actually just seems that its wings are just colored red, so, interesting design choice? That's cool because I know my Ark's Quetzal that I raise in Ark has a red wing, so that's pretty cool. The new T-Rex? I don't know, personally, I don't think the render does the T-Rex justice. It looks a bit wonky, I'd say. The Dilo? It's a Dilo, I mean. Something to note is that the Dilo only has 3 claws. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure that the original Dilo had 5 or 4 claws on his hands. Like the actual animal, but for some reason now they have 3. I don't know, maybe it's like a genetic defect. See, now this is what you call a mutation. Not a dinosaur with 6 arms. We have this thing. Yes, It looks so weird. I don't know why. Like, didn't people say that the Aquilops will have, like, quills on its tail? Like, where's that? Like, I'm pretty sure people were saying that was gonna be a thing, but it's not, apparently. maybe the Aquilops, maybe the reason it has like a horn on its head is because it's a baby? I don't know if the Aquilops that we see in the movie is in a grown-up or a baby, but I mean, it's gonna be taking the role of cute dinosaur, so I'm assuming maybe it's a baby? You know how like some dinosaurs, at least we have sauropods, we have fossil records that show that baby dinosaurs had those like small horns on their snouts to crack the egg? Maybe it's a hatchling, who knows? It's a very interesting integument of scales near the cheek. That is a very interesting. I don't know why they did this with the frill. I personally don't like the Aquilops looks like this is just weird. It looks like a Microceratus. Calling this a Aquilops would be calling this a Monolophosaurus. Like just because it's somewhat similar looking doesn't mean it's the same thing. I think it's pretty much the same. Like, I don't know why they did that, but yes. Aquilops, like, it's alright, but the one thing that we do know is that, well, we guys better search up Aquilops on Google now and enjoy it while it lasts, because before you know it, the Aquilops page of Google is gonna be covered up with Jurassic World slop, so, yeah. Better use the most out of it before it turns to shit. What was the smelliest dinosaur in your opinion? Let's see. Very interesting discussion, right? Let's see. At the Field Museum in Chicago, they have the famous T-Rex Zoo exhibit. In that exhibit, they have a part where you can smell the breath of a T-Rex. Oh, we had that as well. I think we had this in the Victoria exhibit when it was in South Korea, like 16 years ago, I think. It's important to note that Sue looked to have a severe jaw infection that might have actually contributed to their death. They took this into account when they concocted this odor. It's quite possibly the foulest thing I've ever smelled. And now I want to go smell it. Okay, that's weird, but alright. I wouldn't want to go anywhere near the mouth of even a well-restrained T-Rex. Thing's breath could probably stun a cow. All of them because they never bath in the carnivores with feathers would get blood and guts all over them. Predators tend to have smelly urine, possibly in relation to the digestion of animal proteins. Yeah, I've heard that those carnivores smell more. Same goes with carnivore dung compared to herbivore dung. And now I want to sniff on an emu or a cassowary to go get at least a reference. Have sniffed an emu and they don't smell bad at all. Yeah, it's... I think a lot of people, we also have to take that into account that dinosaurs didn't likely sweat. They don't... As far as fossils are concerned, dinosaurs aren't exactly found with like sweat glands like us mammals do. So, the reason why humans smell a lot is because of the sweat. And since reptiles don't really have the sweat, we can, like, dinosaurs likely didn't smell like sweat. They didn't smell sweaty. Sauropods probably has the worst farts with all that fermenting greenery and whatnot. Yes, but at the same time, every other carnivore farts. Heck, I fart too, and sometimes I end up smelling my farts, and it smells disgusting. Okay, the way I said it makes it sound really weird, but still, you get the point. There could have been a dinosaur which used its odor as a weapon like a skunk. Yes, it could have been the case, but we just don't have any evidence for it. New dinosaur just dropped. Okay. What do we have this week? It is Itaguriaria occulta. Right, it's an occult dinosaur. That's cool. Right, it's a coelosaur from late Triassic. Alright, from Brazil. Okay, Brazil mentioned. From a left ilium and an ischium. Okay. Which dinosaur is this? Oh, I know this one. This one is the Skeletosaurus. Believe it or not, it is a Skeletosaurus. I had so many of these Chinosaurs as a kid, and every single time they were labeled as a Skeletosaurus. Yes, a lot of people say it's a Skeletosaurus, yes. It's probably a Skeletosaurus. Yes, you're correct. Oh wow, that's a nice art from Osteraptor. Is that done by hand or? That's an awesome art piece right there. Holy shit. Okay, this is going in the video. Damn. I usually don't really showcase art because there's just so many of them, but that's really well drawn. Holy shit. Love that. When you watch the documentary for Dinosaurs, but it keeps cutting back to the paleontologists. New Walking with Dinosaurs is awful. Okay, we got someone that says it's awful. Okay, that's... Why is it awful, people? Yes, I will say that, though. Like, why did they? Even back in the day, I never really understood the talking head segments. Like, I understand wanting to show the actual fossils of the animal. I think a good example of the talking head segment done correctly would be Planet Dinosaur. Or was it Dinosaur Planet, the one with the Power Raptor? I think it's Dinosaur Planet. Right, Planet Dinosaur is the one with the it's the more recent one, I think, with the Spino eating the Anthropristis, right? But yes, because Dinosaur Planet, they cut away to a paleontologist, but the paleontologist himself was always like showcasing different models. We all know that what was that very famous sentence from Dinosaur Planet when it all comes down to sex or something?
Like so much of life, it all comes down to sex.
But yeah, even when he was saying that, even as a kid, I was more interested in the dinosaur toys in front of it because, like, sure, we might be cutting into paleontologist segment, but they were showing actual fossils or cool models of the animals that always spiked my interest. They kept me entertained. But I think a bad example of a talking head segment, I think, would be like the way they did it with When Dinosaurs Roamed America, where they literally just cut away from it, just in a random background with a guy sitting in front of it. I guess a guy, yeah, it's a famous paleontologist, I get it, but at the end of the day, it's a guy, right? It's just a section where it just from an entertaining section, it just cuts away to a guy sitting in front of a screen, just talking, with some repeated footage from the documentary. I think, as a kid, I never liked that. And frankly, I didn't even remember what they said, even during those talking head segments, because I don't even remember what the paleontologists were saying. I know there's a cutting head segment, cut to head segment. I think when they showed the Salaphysis and When Dinosaurs Roamed America, I don't even remember what it was, but we all remember the Dilophosaurus roar in When Dinosaurs Roamed America, right? So yeah, it doesn't even they aren't even memorable. So yeah. So I think because if you think about it, I think the one issue with the talking head segments is because they're usually so forgettable. Because think about When Dinosaurs Roamed America. Do you remember anything of the talking head segments? You don't, right? You don't. That's simple as that. But do you remember what they did with Planet Dinosaur? I mean, Dinosaur Planet? Yes, I do remember, in fact. And that was the guy, I think, what was it, Steven something? I think that guy was just showcasing different ceratopsian heads. I remember when he did that. I remember when he showed, like, what was it? Was it him, actually? I don't know. I think he had, like, he showcased, like, a moment where they showed, like, a feathered dinosaur fossil, I think. Like, stuff like that. You remember those things, because it shows more than just a talking head. I don't know about the new Walking with Dinosaurs. I haven't seen it, but hopefully it's the latter and not the former. Let's see what the other people talk about. Paleontology in my paleontology documentary, unwatchable. No, again, not the point. Not the point. I'm not even saying that talking head segments are bad. They just need to be memorable. While I think it could be done better, these docs are meant to educate. Of course they're gonna talk about and show the science behind their behaviors. Shown in the animated footage. Would you complain about, I don't know, an ancient Egypt documentary showing ruins and archaeologists talking between the acting sections, showing how it was? That's a bit different, though, you know. You can't really compare Egypt with dinosaurs. It's a whole different level of interesting, right? Like, because if you think about it, if you're watching, like, an Egyptian documentary, you probably are also looking forward to the sections where they show the pyramids, right? But if you're watching a dinosaur documentary, you want to see the dinosaurs move, right? Alright, let's see what other people have been saying. I feel really let down by this new version. It's like they took everything that made Walking with Dinosaurs unique and revolutionary and threw it in the bin. The fact that they didn't hire Benjamin Barrett is just extra salt on the wound. I don't know about that. Like, I'm like, unless it's like a really soft music like they did with Godzilla X Kong, I think we should be fine with it. I'm fine with any music, really. A lot of paleonerds struggle to comprehend why Walking with Dinosaurs is so beloved. It's not just because of dinosaurs, but the artistic vision of the show. Yes. Not just use of puppets and storytelling, but I think the reason I like Walking with Dinosaurs is because they use a lot of camera techniques that really make you feel like you are part of the action. Shit. Walking with Dinosaurs is one of my favorite documentaries of all time. Simply timeless and simply amazing, transporting you from the present to the past to learn about the history of the Mesozoic. The rival is none of that. I'm sad, it's very inferior. The CGI isn't good, the dinosaurs seem emotionless, they just look like CGI dolls, not animals, boring stories and without the same excitement as the original. And every now and then, a break for paleontologists digging up fossils and explaining every detail, etc. Overall, the magic of the original is not replicated here. Definitely to this day, Prehistoric Planet remains a true sequel to Walking with Dinosaurs, even if it's spiritual. I do think, from what I've heard, that Prehistoric Planet was more Walking with Dinosaurs than the actual Walking with Dinosaurs, but the flick of the head felt more realistic than most of the series. It was one scene, and by all means, I support Dino Media, but trying to justify this in 2025 while it's such a mess, just enables more of it to appear, and with the onset of AI video generation, this is what you want, to represent the bare minimum standard of Dino Media? Okay. But can we at least do the previous Walking with Dinosaurs? I'd rather have people who love dinosaurs working on dinosaur media instead of the lowest budget CGI studio they could get. I don't think that is a proper answer, though. Because it's clear that passion was involved in the documentary, it's just that it didn't have a lot of budget compared to the original Walking with Dinosaurs' insane budget. That's like the equivalent if we had the new sequel for Jurassic World, but instead of Jurassic World costing like 5 million, you gave the guys like 10,000 to work with. Like, they did their best for what they could, but it's just that the budget was just so low. Yeah, I'm very conflicted on the way people approach this new Walking with Dinosaurs, because I think we aren't quite sure which people are honest. They're honestly just wanting criticism, and there's some people who just want to shit on it. And there's obviously, on the other side, there's people who logically see the problems with it, but still like it for what it is. And there's people who keep glazing it because they insist on Walking with Dinosaurs being good. So, yeah, I think there's like both sides have their issues, really. So, it's just really hard to see if, like, my opinions, like, I don't know, even if I do end up watching the Walking with Dinosaurs at some point, and telling people what I really want, I don't know if people are gonna pass it off as just me either bootlicking or criticizing it for the heck of criticizing it. I don't know if we're gonna be able to have like a logical, sane discussion about Walking with Dinosaurs. Especially like, I feel like the new documentary is just so controversial that it's hard to find an actual opinion. New dinosaur just dropped. What the hell are those names? What? Is that the actual species name? No, they must be like individual names, right? It's from a new dinosaur called a Talita. Oh, it's called Talita? Oh my god, we finally have a bison case for dinosaurs. Holy shit, okay. What is this about? Oh my god, I think this is the first dinosaur, right? Where the species name is identical to the actual, like, type genus name, right? Is this our first gorilla? So, very cool. How, it's known from 2 jawbones, okay. So that's why they were using the generic silhouettes, because we aren't sure how they looked, okay. Because the way they showed it, because with very similar outlines, I thought they were all the same. Okay. First dinosaur that has the type, species, and genus name be the same. Cool. The community every single time a hype documentary finally comes out. That's it? That's Planet Dinosaur? That was just a bunch of crap CGI gore and infographics. I guess that's one way to put it. That's it? That's Dinosaur Revolution? That was just a stupid cartoon. That's it? That's Ice Age Giants? That was just a bunch of short animated sequences and lots of interviews. That's it? That's Dinosaur with Stephen Fry? That was just a bunch of pseudoscience. Well, you know what? It's true, you know? That's it, that's life on our planet. That was just a bunch of live-action animal footage. How is that a bad thing? Okay. That's it, that's Walking with Dinosaurs. That was just a bunch of short, repeated animated sequences and lots of interviews. Wait, what? The new Walking with Dinosaurs has repeated animated sequences? Okay, well, that's a big red flag, damn. I didn't even know they would do that. Oh, wow, okay. That's it, that's Surviving Earth? That was just placeholder because it's not out yet. Wait, there's no way Walking with Dinosaurs reuse this animation, right? Like, not to a big extent at least, right? Come on, that's different from adding in talking heads. Like, that's the dignity of Walking with Dinosaurs. No, there's no way. I refuse to believe they have repeated animated sequences, okay? I'll see it if I believe it. Does anyone have any complaint about Walking with Dinosaurs that's not related to the CGI quality? Or not deserving the title because there are segments with paleontologists? No freaking soul said that. Okay? This is the stuff that I don't like. Right? The way they just massively just bundle everyone else together with those people that hate Walking with Dinosaurs because of talking heads. Okay? I'm fine with talking heads. It's just that the documentary itself needs to be good. I think Planet Dinosaur and Dinosaur Planet were both good documentaries that had talking head segments. I think they were pretty memorable. Like, well, we'll just have to see if the actual documentary shows, like, makes good use of them. Spoiler alert, from what I've heard from Bestinslot, it's probably not, but we'll have to see. Right, Walking with Dinosaurs, initial thoughts. Okay, a few disclaimers still. Okay, for a few disclaimers first. Okay, I will judge it with the knowledge that it's not a Walking with Dinosaurs remake, but it's series. However, I will compare them still. Additionally, these are simply my initial thoughts. Okay. My biggest problem, the people. Okay. This is gonna sound extremely harsh, but the paleontologists and the fossil excavation parts of the episodes are far the weakest part of the episodes. Alright? They take up far too much of the runtime. Oh, really? Is it really that bad? Which runs the pacing of the episodes. This could be forgiven partially if they provided more in-depth information, but they don't. Okay, they literally tell us info we could simply learn by watching the dinosaurs, and honestly the episodes are far more enjoyable if these scenes were skipped over. Okay. The soundtrack is sadly not anything that resembles from Walking with Dinosaurs. Okay. Well, I don't know what typical nature documentary music is, so we'll have to see about that. Unwillingness to go in depth and take risk. Oh, really? So they wanted to appeal to a larger audience and decided not to go in depth into the lives of the dinosaurs. More than simple surface level information. Okay, that's a bit weird, I will say. Like, simple surface level information, like, it really depends on, like, it depends on, like, what surface information is for you. But if I think my level of surface information is if I was 8 and I would watch the documentary for the first time, if I know everything that they said, then I'd say it's really surface level. But anything above that, I think I would say decent. So I think it's just my levels, what I think surface level is a lot lower than what's presented, I think, from what I can see, but we'll have to see. Right. Yeah, however, there's one thing that I do like about this documentary, and that is the fact that it really doesn't seem to do that much in terms of speculation, from what I've heard. Whereas Prehistoric Planet was the one that has a lot of speculation. This one is seemingly more ground-based, and I think that's a good thing, because as I said before, my problems with Prehistoric Planet is that a lot of people who trying to watch dinosaurs for the first time, they don't know what is right and what is just speculation. So, I guess not right in the sense, but like, what is like correct according to the fossil record, and what is just educational guesses, basically. So, yeah, it's hard to see the difference between the one and the other. So I guess when it comes to Walking with Dinosaurs, there is less speculation, so it's more grounded. So I think even if the Walking with Dinosaurs itself isn't really that good compared to the original, I will, however, say that from what I can hear, that it's gonna be a great documentary for, like, your first dinosaur documentary. Especially, like, if you're a grown-up. We've seen those kind of posts a lot in Dinosaur Reddit, especially. I didn't really say that in my videos, but we see a lot of these posts crossing by. We see a lot of people talking about, oh, I want to learn more about dinosaurs. Where do I start? And I've seen that post a lot while we're scrolling, and I think this documentary just might be the one that fits the whole, really. Outside of just books, because a lot of the other documentaries are either outdated, or they have too much speculation. I think this one might not have too much speculative things. So, yes. Dinosaur designs are beautiful. Okay, the animations are... Okay, he actually enjoyed it. Okay. And the dinosaur characters are quite interesting. Alright. I'll give it a final score of 6 out of 10. Alright, that sounds reasonable. It felt too safe. You know, I think we need at least one documentary that plays it too safe, I think. So, yeah, I think one documentary. Now that we have the one guy, that one documentary that is really safe, I think we really don't need any others that play too safe. So, we can just get that out of the way, I think. Why do the babies in Prehistoric Planet always die such atrocious and brutal deaths? I've never seen a paleo dog hate babies more. Yeah, because we pop the baby, you know? That's just how real life works. But yes, I do understand why he's... I do understand where he's coming from, though. Because there's a lot of scenes, like, it comes to a point where you really do feel like they're adding in baby death scenes for the sake of adding in baby death scenes, really. From what I can hear. There's also a lot of scenes which I think they just went up and beyond just to kill some babies, which... I mean, I'm fine with that. That's just how natural documentaries work, but... It is also true that I think there's, like, at least one baby death at least every episode, I think. So, yeah. Guys, I'm so happy that we got Winged Raptors in the Jurassic Park / Jurassic World franchise like everyone wanted. For some reason, a lot of people hate it, but why? It has wings like the real version. Is there something I actually missed? Is it because he's blue? Cool. This isn't Walking with Dinosaurs, alright? Let's see. Okay, there's... like, half of today is just people talking about Walking with Dinosaurs. Right, only 2 episodes into the show. Okay. We thought we'd believe that it was gonna be us observing the story of an animal from start to finish. It worked with Walking with Dinosaurs, it worked with Walking with Beasts, it worked for Walking with Monsters. But this one doesn't have them. No immersion. Alright. This isn't about animation quality, this isn't about narration or soundtrack. It's about the fundamental structure of Walking with Dinosaurs being taken away. You know, I will actually say that, though. I get why BBC had to go with Walking with Dinosaurs, but if the human sections are so prevalent, you know what, I think they... You know what they should have named it? They should have named this documentary series Walking with Paleontologists. I get it. It doesn't really have the same quirkiness as Walking with Monsters, Walking with Beasts, and Walking with Dinosaurs has. But I think if the documentary was called Walking with Paleontologists, I think a lot of people would enjoy it more. It's bad, worse than I expected. The paleontologists are acting the story is dumb and simple, and we don't even get to know what happened to Clover. They promise a story similar to the Ballad of Big Al. This is anything but. What's the point of introducing a real fossil specimen if the only thing that we find out about it is that it was alone? Bullshit. And even this is only supported by the fact that no other Triceratopses were found near Clover. Its herd could have been, you know, moved away. And the logic in this episode, okay, I haven't seen this, I'll just skip that part, okay. But yeah, the CGI is bad. Walking at Dinosaurs is just not bad, and Walking at Dinosaur standards is bad in every way. Okay. Not a single bit of leaf debris got sprayed from the forest. The Diplodocus tail hitting a branch in the original Walking at Dinosaurs had more realistic impact. I do like how the camera shakes. But yeah, I think this is fine, I think. I mean, but it would be cool to show like 1 or 2 leaf particles flying around. That is true. But I think it's fine with what it is, I think. I was just so disappointed, just devastated. The content cutaways drove me insane. The music was bland and instantly forgettable. Okay, what's with people crapping on the music? It wasn't really that bad. It was so shit, to be honest. Okay. Damn, okay. There's some really negative opinions about it, huh? This isn't walking with dinosaurs, this is standing still with lizards. Okay, that's a good one, okay. I've seen some people say that a lot of the reasons why people dislike this documentary is because of the fact, like, there's some people that dislike people criticizing this when they call it walking with dinosaurs in its name only, right? A lot of people keep saying that, no, it's not, because a lot of people worked hard on it. And I really do want to agree with them. I hate to say that Walking with Dinosaurs, at least I'll have to watch it for myself right now, but from what I've heard, opinions might change, okay? I think I have to really agree with the people saying that it's Walking with Dinosaurs just in its name. I'm not trying to sound disrespectful, but it really seems to be the case. Like, if it's not Walking with Dinosaurs in its name only, then tell me why it is called Walking with Dinosaurs. Give me a reason why it is the spiritual successor then. Minus the fact that we got dinosaurs and paleontologists working on it, because the original did that too. Heck, a lot of documentaries do that. I mean, if you think about it, freaking Stephen Fry's dinosaur did that as too. It did it as well, so yeah, like, what makes the new Walking with Dinosaurs Walking with Dinosaurs? I do want to hear those people's opinions on people who claim the new Walking with Dinosaurs is not only on its name only. I've yet to hear about that. Because I get people are criticizing those people that call it name only because they feel like they're disrespecting the people who worked on it. Which, I'm pretty sure 95% of us who are saying that are not, that's not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to be honest here. And there we have it. Okay, that's the lower time from last week. So, that was all the posts for Walking with Dinosaurs, my ass. Dinosaurs on Reddit this week. Okay. So today, I think, yeah, this is basically just people talking about Walking with Dinosaurs, really. Like, every single post that we've seen is just Walking with Dinosaurs.